guys. I hope you were not wondering where I've been. I am still finishing, fixing, and frogging, but my momentum has slowed a little bit. You know, I kind of started with some easier projects that were mostly done and moved on to some other things that I'm either less interested in or that need a lot more work, but I am making some progress. So the first thing that I have been working on mostly is my older son's baby blanket. So not only did my younger son not get one, my older son also didn't get one, but I have been working away on it. And it is almost done. This is using a yarn that is discontinued now from Knit Picks. I don't remember what it's called. It's, do I have one here? I do have a label. Okay, it was called Andes del Campo, which was an Aran heavy worsted, 100% Highland wool. This is a very loosely plied, kind of rustic yarn that, you know, if I had this project to do over again, thank God I don't, I would not have chosen this yarn because it just doesn't have enough stitch definition for the pattern, which is a kind of lace and cable. It is going to look better once it's blocked, but those cables really just aren't standing out the way they could be. So when I started working on this, I think last month, it was maybe half this length. So I've made some major progress and I am about to finish. So I have, look at the pattern. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 more rows of cabling, and then the ribbing at the top, which has just these little cables on the edge over here. So that's all I have left to do, and that is not bad. This is not a bad pattern at all. The pattern is called something. The Hourglass Throw. It is, this is published by Brooklyn Tweed, but I don't think it's his pattern. I think it was part of, you know, sometimes Brooklyn Tweed does collections, and I think this is somebody else's pattern. Can't find it though, but off the top of my head, I want to say Ann Hansen. Anyway, you can see this one, you know, this sample, much better stitch definition. That looks really nice. So this is not specifically a baby blanket, it's a throw blanket, and I think 3 sizes are included. And it's a well-written pattern. It's really nice. It's just that I have to sit there with the chart. I did, since I started working on it again, I did have the good sense to, you can see I've got some highlights in there where there are a few rows where you have to do, on almost every wrong side row, you are purling the yarn overs from the previous right side row, but on these couple of rows, you're knitting them. I did have the good sense to highlight that so that I know I don't really have to pay attention to my wrong side rows except for these few. But I just have to keep coming back and checking the chart. You know, once you start a row, you can kind of, you know, remember where you're going, but to memorize the entire pattern, it's a, let's say 30 row repeat. So you're not gonna memorize that. At least I'm not. And that just slows me down, you know, especially since I do much of my knitting while watching TV. So that is really, now that it's April, I really need good progress on this blanket he doesn't need. And I think it is going to block out and end up being bigger than the other blanket that I finished for my younger son, so that'll be nice. And I do really like this color. Like, that's really, really pretty. So that's been my main Finish Fix Frog project. And the other project that I picked up is a sock for my husband, who I hate knitting socks for because he has very large feet, because he's 6'3". But I started, and I'm using sport weight yarn. I started this sock for him a couple of years ago, and it's just been sitting there. I don't remember what the yarn is anymore. I only remember that it is sport weight. It's really cute. I think it's getting low now. All right, I guess it's just gonna keep giving you a glare. I'm sorry. It's really cute, and I mean, look, it's ridiculous. Look how big these are. So I'm just knitting a basic sock, toe up, and I had just started the gusset increases when I abandoned it. So I did that, I did the heel, and then I realized that I just forgot to do a heel stitch. I just knit the heel and stockinette. And unfortunately, you can check maybe the previous vlog, or I think it was the previous one, could have been the one before that. I had another pair of socks for my husband that I had to mend, and this is where he gets the holes in his socks. So it really does need to be sort of a tougher, more reinforced stitch pattern. And I just completely forgot. So I'm so tired of these socks. I don't want to knit them. Color looks nice. So since doing that, I've kind of abandoned them again. I've been focused mostly on the blanket because I really don't want to rip this sock out and redo it. I already am taking forever to knit it. It is a sport weight yarn. It is on a US 3 needle, so at least it has that going for it. But if I'm already working on whips, it's very annoying to screw up and have to pull back and rework. So I don't know. I'm still whip busting. I'm very unhappy about that development, and it has thrown me off my game. I really haven't touched any whips other than those two. I don't even remember what's next on my list, since I'm sort of bogged down in the sock. I haven't really looked because I know I'm gonna be like, oh, I'd so much rather do that. But it's been a long time since I knit a pair of socks for my husband, and I'm pretty sure I started those for like a birthday or an anniversary or something. So it really seems like I should put some effort into them, but I don't want to. So how are your whips going? Have you finished anything? Have you frogged anything? Have you mended anything? Definitely tell me about that in the comments below. Maybe you can provide a little more motivation for me to keep going. Don't forget about your rewards. Maybe that will help me if I go check my list and see what my rewards are. My reward is for finishing those socks. Maybe it'll be something really good, and then maybe that will help me to rip out this stupid heel and do it again. I don't know about that. So I'm not making as much progress as I was, unfortunately, but I am still going. I think getting that blanket off the needles is going to help. It's going to help give me a burst of motivation. I think my son is going to like it. I think once it's blocked, I'm going to be pretty happy with it, and I definitely think I'm going to be happy to have it off the needles and maybe be able to work on something that doesn't require so much attention and checking the pattern and all that. So we'll see. I hope you are still finishing, fixing, and frogging along with me. As I said, definitely leave a comment down below and let me know what you're working on. I cannot wait to hear about it.